Hey everyone, this is Chris Crazy House, and I saw a news article that has to do with art and animation that I want to talk about just very quickly. And this is about the legendary basketball player Shaquille O'Neal putting it out there that he wants some animators out there to create a free animation for him for his website, and he was running this little contest on his website. And basically, what it was like, he put the ad out there saying, "Hey, animators, I want you guys to make a short cartoon based on my life." Like, he had these little audio clips. He wants you to select the audio clip and then do an animation to it, and he's gonna put it on his website and give you $500 and give you the great part though. Now, this is the great part. He's gonna give you some exposure. You will be famous from this. So he put that out there, and all most of the creative people, creative artists out there, especially the animators out there, let him have it. They went oops upside Shaq's head all over social media, okay? And rightfully so. Now, some of the young folks here might be thinking, well, that sounds like a great opportunity. I get $500 and I'll get some exposure from doing an animation for someone famous. This is called sucker work. That's what we used to call it when we were in college. Okay, when we were first starting out, a lot of me and my peers back in the late 90s, early 2000s, when we were first starting out, we called that sucker work. Actually, we called it another name, but I'm not going to use the profanity here on this channel and on this video. Okay, it began with the B word, and it's the name for a female dog. But that's what we used to call it when people would try to get us. And we I've been in that same situation where I've had famous people try to get us to do work like that. I've had people from Film Roman did tried that. People from the Kennedy family have tried that. People from Procter and Gamble have tried that. Who else? There's another real big one too. I can't think of off the top of my head. G4 tried that. So I've been in situations where I've worked for animation teams or just been a single animator myself, where people try to fleece work out of you and talk about how they're going to give you some exposure if you just submit your work to this contest or whatever. Okay? And I'm just letting you know right now, folks, that that's a scam to get free work out of you. All right? Do not fall for nonsense like this. And like I said, the animation community did the right thing. They went online and they tore Shaq a new one. Rightfully so. Okay? When you're asking for stuff for free like that and you're a damn millionaire, multi-millionaire 10 times over, you have all this revenue coming in. I gotta watch TV shows where you got gold shoes and all this other stuff. You see like images of his house or just one of his houses, but he wants to throw $500 at you to do some animation. Animation takes time. Animation takes effort. To do it properly and to do it well, it's a process. You come up with characters. Even if you are provided with the audio, you still want to do a storyboard, block out how you're going to do the scenes. It takes time and energy to do that. And to condescend to someone who is performing an art form like that is insulting. Okay? It's almost like he's just talking down to us. He would never, he wouldn't pick up a basketball. He wouldn't look at a basketball for $500. So why in the hell would he think that that's okay to do to animators out there? And I'm not saying he needs to pay us millions of dollars, but I want to get into the what he should be doing to begin with. But uh, he wouldn't use his image anywhere. If someone's asking to use his image for those games, like those whack ass Shaq Fu games and everything else, use his image for music or whatever, or movies, he doesn't take $500. So why should you? You don't take nickels for stuff that takes time and talent. You spent time learning that talent. You spent time learning that craft. You spent time learning those programs to create that animation. You don't need to be just taking a little money like that, okay? That's nothing. That's like a starter fee for doing something like that. Like I would be like, okay, let's start talk. Like, is that for 1 week? You know what I'm saying? You better be paying me $500 a week to get this animation done. And that's what Shaq should have done if he was serious about getting a quality animation done for his website or whatever he's doing this for. If he was serious, what he would do is put together a budget. He would put the feelers out there and say he wants to hire a group of animators to produce some animation for him. Okay? And make sure he pays them their proper rate. All right? Because like now after he got lambasted and got oops upside his head on social media, he said, "Okay, animators, I hear you. Now I'm going to pay you guys $10,000." Still, that's a problem, and there's some legal ramifications within that as well. I'm going to get to that in a minute, but let me just say this as far as the money goes. $10,000 is what you get paid, what a professional comic book artist gets paid to produce one issue of a comic. And I'm not talking about the inks, colors, cover, or anything else. I'm talking about just to produce the pencils for the pages of a comic. That's the bare minimum a comic book artist gets paid is $10,000. Okay? That's the bare minimum. If you're successful, you're someone like Jim Lee, you're getting way more than that. He's top tier. Even someone who's mid tier gets paid more than that. Okay? I'm talking about the bare minimum. Like I said, that's just to do pencils. So let's think about that. Put that in perspective of doing a comic book. How much do you think an actual animation would cost? Where you're actually doing dozens of drawings to make something move. Okay? Doesn't matter if you're using a computer program, what have you. You are putting your talent and your craft towards something. You should be properly compensated if they're serious about getting it produced. Because these people out here like Shaq and some of these other famous people, they want something produced for all. They want Disney quality or Cartoon Network quality, but they want to throw pennies at you and expect the same quality and the same effort put forth by you. No, that's not how it works out there. Okay, and the sad thing is there'll be some starving artists out there who will do that. There are some idiots out there, I bet, who are happy to do it for $500. Now he's throwing 10,000. There's going to be some starving artists out there that thinks this is a great opportunity. But let me give you some game on what's going on here. And I read what the legal parts of this thing are as well. Okay, but I knew this already before I even got to actually had to read it. But once I read it, I was like, okay, I knew this was coming. If you submit an animation to this Shaq contest, Shaq owns that animation. Did you hear what I said? If you submit, not if you win. If you win, they own it too. But if you give it to them, he owns it. So he can do whatever he wants with it. You cannot use it for your portfolio. They're talking about how it's going to make you famous. How is it going to make you famous if you can't show it anywhere else? If you can't put it out there that this is what you worked on. Or you can face legal ramifications if you show it somewhere else outside of where Shaq thinks it should go. Okay? No. You're going to do all that hard work, get some chump change, and then he's going to show it whenever, wherever, however he wants to show it. And you're just stuck there saying, well, you're going to be old sitting there and say, well, I once worked on a Shaq cartoon one back in the day. Sitting there looking pitiful and don't get any other jobs after that. You think this is going to lead to some other work? It's not. Okay? If Shaq was serious, he would create a budget, put his feelers out there, and maybe have like a hiring, staff to hire some animators to work on his project for him. Even if you want to do one animation or just an anthology, put forth a budget and get it done correctly. And pay animators their proper rate. It's later for that nonsense where you just want to throw pennies at us and get us to do stuff. Okay? This is why there's so many animators out there suffering right now, just out of school, suffering, can't get a decent job because of people like Shaq doing nonsense like this. And it's not just his fault. It's the idiots out there that are reciprocating and doing these jobs for pennies and thinking that that's okay. Stop doing that stuff, guys. Because you're only hurting yourselves in the long run, You're hurting the other animators out there, and you're hurting your own profession by doing that. Okay? So, like I said, this nothing but shenanigans, if you ask me, or Shaqnanigans coming from this fool here. You folks let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. Chris Crazy House signing out. Peace.